Good afternoon and welcome everyone here to Cherries Red Army YouTube channel. It's 45 minutes till kickoff and this is Lineups Live. Thank you to everyone who joined us last night with Chris Temple on the match preview and everyone for joining us right now. If you're a subscriber already, we appreciate your support. Make sure you hit that like button. If you're new to this channel, please hit the subscribe button and help us get to 300. I think we're about 9 away, so let's go for it. My guest this afternoon, I have to look at the lineups, is John. How you doing, John?
Yeah, I'm good. Thank you, Kurt. Looking forward to 3 o'clock.
And we'll get some highs out of the way as well to welcome you to the show. And John, last night, Cardiff took on Huddersfield. A draw that was good for us. Could have been a little bit more of Huddersfield. Were clinical from the penalty spot.
Yeah, that's the bad way to look at it, in the fact that we did miss out on Cardiff getting 0 points. But the fact that they still missed out on 2 of the 3 possible and allows us to hopefully take advantage of that. It's a good result for us.
So let's look at our opposition, Preston, a team that normally play better away from home than they do at home, and they lost in midweek to Millwall. But let's take a look at the team that they've picked for this game. The opposition is Everson, Van der Berg, Brown, Johnson, Story, Whiteman, Huntington, Evans, Barkhazen, Scott Sinclair and Cunningham. And you should be able to see the subs bench on the screen. If we look at that team, John, obviously the ones that stick out there is Ched Evans, a player that's probably trying to rediscover his form after some troubling spells.
Yeah, and I mean, it's only recently gone to Preston, I believe, from was it Fleetwood? I think it was that he was signed for originally after his finishing his jail sentence. But there's a few changes in there. I suppose the biggest one, sort of looking at what their lineup for the previous game, their not captain, but one of their centre backs, Andrew Hughes, is out, so they've actually had to make a change in the back 2, which could be unsettling. We'll see what happens. I'm kind of sort of intrigued to see how they'll set up in terms of, they've got Sean Maguire playing, Sean Maguire returning from injury, at least on the bench. So he might have an impact, but it's probably a 4-2-3-1 as usual, with Ched Evans up front. And Scott Sinclair was obviously the player that, caught us a big sucker punch with one of the goals of the season, probably against us in the reverse fixture. So he's another player that we'll have to be very aware of.
Like you said, Scott Sinclair, a player that's always had potential. He's also gone to Celtic and played in the SPFL and in Europe. And why has he ended up at Preston? Like Chris Temple said last night, a mid-table team. He probably had a bit more in him.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know whether maybe there's a few Premier League sides that maybe look at his period at Man City and go, this is a player that seemingly is happy to just sit on the bench, take his paycheck, and be happy to stay there for a few years and live off the success that he had at Swansea for a while. But he did very well at Swansea. He was their main man when they got promoted that year. So it did really surprise me that it wasn't a Premier League side that tried to bring him in, especially as he even has European experience with Celtic now. So I don't know, maybe he's sort of over the hill in his career at his age. I'm really not too sure. I don't watch him on a regular basis, so it's the Preston fans be able to tell us best. But I'm sure they're very pleased to have someone with his experience and his ability in their attacking side.
And if Preston are able to beat the mighty AFC Bournemouth today, they do like a 1-0 win against us, and they do like a 1-0 win this season. They're probably going to need their back 4 or back 3 or however they line up to play well. And Van der Berg, I think, a player from Liverpool that's hopefully going to give them that quality from a defensive point of view.
Yeah, I mean, it's being on loan from Liverpool and a full back. I'd imagine they're trying to bring more and more players through in sort of the mould of your Alexander-Arnolds and Andy Robertson. So I'd imagine he's probably going to be more of a threat offensively than he is going to be secure defensively. But I'm not familiar enough to know sort of what his best qualities are. And, we'll see in the 90 minutes how he has an impact on the game.
Okay, before we look at the AFC Bournemouth team, let's bring in another AFC Bournemouth fan. We don't normally have a third one, but for a treat, he's been asking me all morning if he can come on, and I said, all right then, get your shirt on and join us on the Lineups Live. So we've got Owen here with us. How you doing, Owen?
I'm good, thank you.
Got your new Bournemouth shirt for your birthday. What you got on the back?
I got Jack Wilshere.
Jack Wilshere. And let's have a look and see if he's starting for Jonathan Woodgate and AFC Bournemouth today. Okay, so your AFC Bournemouth team is Asmir Begovic, captain, Steve Cook, Lloyd Kelly, Jeff Lerma, Dom Solanke, Arno Danjuma, Smith, Lewis Cook, Carter Vickers, Junior Stanislas, Ben Pearson. On the subs bench is Mark Travers, Jack Stacey, Jordan Zamora, Chris Mepham, Kilkenny, Wilshere, Anthony Riquelme, and Shane Long. So, John, when you look at that team, first thing, unchanged again, third time.
Yeah, I mean, don't try and fix what isn't broken at the moment. I would imagine is probably Woodgate's philosophy on that. Ben Pearson is going to be obviously is going to be a tasty tie for him. He hopefully will have given us a little bit of inside knowledge as to how Preston might try and go about playing against us. But yeah, there's no one really that deserved to get dropped. So there's no reason to change it as far as I'm concerned.
And Owen, when you look at that attacking team that I'll put on the screen right now, we've got Dom Solanke back in the team, a player that scored 10 goals this year. He's definitely making us a better team from a forward point of view. Do you think Dom Solanke can score a goal today and get back to scoring ways?
I think that he should be able to get back to winning ways for us after even being out for a short period of time. But I feel like he's still got that kick in him to give us the advantage.
Justice for Junior was carried out and got over the line, John, a player that's been influential for us this year, got credited with his 11th goal this season. Do you think he'll get another goal today?
I'd back him to get another goal today. I think even if that one that he got in the last game was very lucky, he's one of the players that we've got that really can just make something happen out of nowhere. And if we end up getting a penalty, it's basically a goal at this point with Junior's ability to just nonchalantly put the ball in the back of the net from the spot. So it's any dead ball situation. He's a wonderful player to have just to be able to create and to score from.
Moving to a back four, Owen, we've been a lot better. We've been more solid and been defending a lot better. Having Steve Cook, our captain, back to his old self and playing very well this season. Are you glad to see Steve Cook playing as well as he has this season?
I think he has been playing one of his best potentials recently. And we've also got players like Carter Vickers, who's got great potential to go further in his career.
And someone, John, that you think would have to have done a fitness test this morning because he was 50-50 apparently yesterday is Ben Pearson. I'm sure he was knocking on the door this morning. He wants to start today and he gets that chance against his old team. Yeah,
I'm sure he'd be would have been gutted to miss out on this game if he had been passed unfit. Interesting comments. I saw the headline, although to be fair, I haven't actually read the article, so the headline might have been a little bit misleading about Alex Neil mentioning that he's not surprised Pearson didn't get a Premier League team, didn't go to a Premier League side. To be fair, that might be to do with the fact that he appreciates Pearson's character, that he still wants to develop and move forward. But he's definitely will probably have a point to prove against Preston, and I don't know, his ability to get yellow cards was well known at Preston, so it'd be interesting to see if that continues here. But so far, he's been much more restrained in his shouting in the referee's ear and whatnot. So hopefully that continues today.
And if you get past Steve Cook and Carter Vickers, you've got to get past Asmir Begovic, a player that's got as many points this year, saved a lot of goals going in. How impressed have you been, Owen, with Asmir Begovic's performance as goalkeeper this season?
I think he's been one of the best players of our squad. He's done a few mistakes, like one or two, but got to be like one of the best players in the Championship.
What are you looking to see then from the off, John, from minute one?
Well, I'd like to see something similar to how he started in the previous game, because I really do feel as though we really set out of the blocks very, very quickly, and we're looking dangerous. We just kind of, as we have been at times this season, just weren't able to quite create the final ball that led us to actually putting the ball in the back of the net. So I want to see something similar, but obviously with a little more cutting edge. I mean, you brought up enough times, Kurt, the stat that we just haven't scored a goal in the first 20 minutes in however many months, and it is something that is preventing us from really putting teams on the back foot at an early stage. I think the most important thing I want to see is a bit more support to Solanke if we are going to end up playing the ball long to him as much as we did in the last game. There has to be someone nearby to pick up the second ball and support him, whether that be Lewis Cook, as hopefully it will be, or whether it be Stanislas coming in, because Danjuma tends to stay wide, so it's probably not going to be him. But we need to support Solanke much better. He's fantastic holding the ball up and getting himself out of tight spots, but he can't do it every time, and you need to have someone there to get the second ball.
Right, and I'm going to let you go and enjoy some more birthday cake. Don't eat it all, save some for me. What's the score prediction today, Owen?
I think we're going to get 2-1 win.
Thank you for all your birthday messages to Owen. 14 today. I don't know where those 14 years have gone, but enjoy the game in a moment with you, Owen. And yeah, we'll see you soon, and I'll see you in a bit. And then I took the wrong person out. Right. So what we'll do, thank you for everyone who's chatting in the interactive chat. And we're going to take your scores. Get your scores on the board. What do you think the score will be today in this game? Again, we need to get 3 points. We'll take a look at your scores and we'll drop them on the screen in just a bit, just after this. Make sure you hit those like buttons as well. And we could look at some of the other fixtures today then, John, just to have a look. And Watford is a full time with a 1-0. Apparently Forest had a chance to get an equaliser or had a goal disallowed. So I'm not sure, but I'm seeing some chat in there about that. Barnsley are at home to Birmingham, another big game. And they also have a game in hand. We know Cardiff drew last night as well. And Reading is at home to Sheffield Wednesday. So looking at those fixtures, it could be again all different come 5 o'clock.
Yeah, I mean, if Sheffield Wednesday could do us a favour, then we would certainly be closing the gap. In fact, we might even be able to go above. Would we go level with points with Reading if they were to lose and we were to win? I think it's very close, regardless. So we'd be hoping for Sheffield Wednesday, who are desperate to get outside out of the relegation zone. So that will be quite an interesting affair for us to keep on top of. And then I suppose for others, Swansea Middlesbrough is certainly an interesting game in terms of both teams that don't really score too many goals. So that's certainly going to have an effect if we want to look above Swansea. I think maybe we need to be a little bit more realistic in our aims at the moment. But I certainly would hope that Swansea would get something to prevent Middlesbrough from going above us. And then Barnsley is a team that we just need to start slipping up because they have the game in hand on us. So at some point, hopefully, they'll drop a point here or there.
Also a comment in there about Billing. We assume he's got a knock, but that is a bit of a strange one. I didn't see that one coming. So assume there's a knock since yesterday.
Yeah, it's Kirk Chris Temple's tweet said that Rico and Billing both had a knock, which is why they aren't on the bench.
There we go. Thanks for covering me there. Excellent stuff. Right, let's have a look. Make sure you hit that like button. Subscribe as well. Let's get 300. Let's look at some of your scores that you think will be today. So we've got a 2-0 from Morgan there. Aaron, how you doing? 3-1. The famous 3-1. Mark Cole, thanks for joining us. 2-1. We've got Ghost with a 3-2. AFC Bournemouth, Germany, 3-2. How you doing? 2-0. Chris, 3-1. The famous 3-1. 2-1. Daniel's had a fantastic week, and if it can be rounded off with a 2-1 victory, he'll be very, very happy. John, how you doing, John? 3-0. Steve, how you doing? 2-0. We've also got a 2-0 there as well. What we've got here, a 1-1 and a 2-1. John, how are you feeling about the game? What's your score prediction?
Well, everyone else is very confident we're going to be getting a win, which is good. I also think we'll win. I'm pretty confident that if we can emulate the kind of performance that at least we started with in our last game, then we'll have a very good chance of winning. I'm actually going to go I'm going to actually go for a 3-0 win. I'm actually really confident that we can actually put the ball in the back of the net early, like we've been dying for the team to do for a while. And that should hopefully get the confidence going and steamroller our way to a very strong win. As you mentioned before, we know Preston this season have tended to not be as good at home. And unfortunately Pearson's streak of not having a goal conceded when he's been on the pitch was broken in the previous game, but I think he can kind of keep that record going in spirit with a powerful performance today.
I'm going to stick with my snap score with Chris Temple last night at 2-0. I'm going to go for a double here. I'm going to go for a first goal inside the 20 minutes, and we'll clear that stat out the way. And I'm also going to go for a penalty for Junior Stanislas. Preston have given away 7 penalties this season, 5 at home, I believe. So let's do it. Let's hope we can get another 3 points on the board. Thanks for joining me, John.
No problem.
There won't be a watch along today, but please do look out for a match review show, which will be myself and John again after the game. So that will be going on YouTube at its earliest opportunity. Grab yourself a drink. It's 30 minutes till kickoff. Thank you for everyone who's joined us. Enjoy and obviously contributed in the chat as well. Let's get out there. Let's get another 3 points. Then we've got a week's rest until the next fixture. Until the next video, we'll see you soon. Up the Cherries.